The state calls Gaige Grosskreutz. I want to move to the night of August 25th, 2020. On that particular evening, did you come here to Kenosha?
I did.
Were you armed?
I was.
Did there come a time in which you heard gunshots?
Yes.
What, if anything, did you do?
I started running southbound towards what I presumed at the time to be the origin of the gunshots. I started here, and I never made it more south than about here.
And what happened when you got down to that location?
I had contact with the defendant.
Hey, what are you doing? You shot somebody? Who shot? Who shot?
It appears to me, Mr. Grosskreutz, that you ran along or jogged along the defendant for a moment when you had that little interaction. Is that fair to say?
That is.
And then it looks like you kind of let him continue and you turn back south again. Is that fair to say?
That is fair to say, yes.
You don't go very far before you turn and head back after the defendant. Would that be fair to say?
That is fair to say.
What changed?
I'd seen a number of people running northbound in the same direction as the defendant. I'd started hearing people saying, he just shot that guy, he just shot somebody.
So then you turn around and head back north after the defendant.
I wouldn't say after the defendant.
Why did you turn around and head back north after you heard these people say these things?
Essentially made an inference or an assumption that there could be a potential for somebody getting injured, and anytime you bring a firearm into that equation, the stakes are much higher for both serious injury and death. Did
you feel like your services might, as a medic, might be more needed in the direction the defendant was headed?
Correct.
This is the BG on the scene video. A little bit. Before this moment, had you drawn your firearm?
No.
But don't you have it in your hand at this point?
Can't see from this video.
Did there come a time when you were running that you did pull your gun out?
Yes.
Why?
I thought that the defendant was an active shooter. I had heard several more gunshots. The defendant was the only one with a large caliber rifle.
I want to back up for a second, Mr. Grosskreutz, because we have other video that shows you pulling your gun out before those shots are fired. Do you remember specifically, were you intending, when you pulled your gun out, were you intending to use it?
If I had to.
To the right of Mr. Huber, that's sort of crouched over, that's you, correct?
Correct.
Did you witness the defendant fire 2 shots at that man on the left?
I did.
Did you witness him fire a shot into Mr. Huber's chest?
I did.
So when you come upon the defendant at this point, do you recall what you were holding in your hands?
In my right hand, I had my Glock pistol, and in my left hand, I had my cell phone.
What was going through your mind at this particular moment?
That I was going to die.
There's a time in this video when you appear to hold your hands up. Why did you do that?
After Anthony Huber was shot, I thought there was a high likelihood that I would be shot myself.
At this point in the video, is the defendant pointing his AR-15 at you?
Yes, he is.
And you have your hands raised in the air at this point?
I do.
Did you see the defendant do anything with his gun after you put your hands up?
I did.
What did you see him do?
An action that's typically referred to as re-racking.
So after you raised your hands like this, you saw the defendant re-rack the weapon?
Correct.
What did you think was going to happen?
Re-racking the weapon, in my mind, meant that the defendant pulled the trigger while my hands were in the air, but the gun didn't fire. So then by re-racking the weapon, I inferred that the defendant wasn't accepting my surrender.
Did you feel that he was going to point the gun and shoot at you again?
Yes.
What did you do then?
I felt that I had to do something to try and prevent myself from being killed or being shot or killed. And so I decided that the best course of action would be to close the distance between the defendant and I. And then, from there, I don't know if it meant trying what Anthony had just tried wrestling the gun, detaining the defendants. I don't know, because I never had an opportunity. I do know, though, I was never trying to kill the defendant. I was trying to preserve my own life.
After seeing the defendant shoot at one person at close range twice, shoot at Mr. Huber in the chest once, and having already been told by others in the crowd that he'd previously already shot someone else, and having him point the gun at you, and you're holding your own pistol, why didn't you shoot the defendant first?
Like I said, that's not the kind of person that I am. I tried to attempt a non-lethal way to end that interaction.
When the defendant shot you, where were you hit?
I was hit in my right bicep.
Cross-examine?
I don't recall saying that, no.
You were chasing Mr. Rittenhouse with your gun, right?
No.
You didn't chase him down Sheridan Road, pulling your gun, chasing after him. You're saying that didn't happen?
I'm not saying that it didn't happen, but I wasn't chasing the defendant.
You were running after him?
No.
No. There are, as far as I can tell, 3 instances in which you see Mr. Rittenhouse. Do you agree with that?
Yes, I would.
Okay. During that first contact, which we'll see, you were filming him. You didn't see him threaten anybody, right?
No, I did not.
You didn't see him point his gun at anyone?
No, I did not.
Didn't see him raising his voice in an agitated manner or anything like that?
No, I did not.
Okay. Later on, you see him walking. So you hear him say, "Anybody need a medic?" Right?
Correct.
Okay.
Fucking stupid.
And that's you, right?
Speaking?
Yeah.
That is correct.
So you say you can go home, you fucking stooge.
Correct.
Okay. He didn't do anything to you, did he?
No.
You didn't see him threaten anyone, did you?
No, I did not.
You didn't see him act aggressive toward anyone, did you?
No, I did not.
In fact, again, whether you agree that he's a medic or not, he's asking people if they need help. Agreed?
That is correct.
Got problems already with people.
So you see him pulling a dumpster out of the road, right?
Correct.
And you hear somebody telling him, "Hey, that's not your job. You're not to do that," right?
That is correct.
He doesn't react to that person at all, does he?
No, he does not.
He doesn't threaten that person in any way?
No, he does not.
He doesn't point his firearm at that person?
No, he does not.
To be fair, he ignores that person, doesn't he?
I think that's a fair way of putting it.
The next time you really see him is your contact with him on Sheridan Road after the shooting of Joseph Rosenbaum, right?
That's correct.
So you're carrying a gun for protection back here, right?
That is correct. Not solely on that, but yes.
He tells you he's running, and he tells you whatever he tells you, I'm going to the police, or what you think is, he pulled the gun first, and he's running away from you.
Correct.
You at that point pull a firearm out from your belt and begin to chase him. True?
That is not true.
That's a picture of you, is that right?
Yeah.
You can look there where
Yeah.
this is you, right?
Correct.
Okay. And you're digging into your waistband in the back, are you not?
Yes.
That's where your gun is located, is it not?
That is correct.
Okay. Do you see Kyle Rittenhouse in this picture?
I don't think so, no.
What do you think, to the best of your ability, how far that guy's ahead of you?
30 feet?
Okay. So you believe, based on this, Mr. Rittenhouse is more than 30 feet ahead of you because he's not behind that guy, right?
Yes.
He's at least 30 feet ahead of you. You look like at that point you're moving. Is that right?
That is correct.
Okay. With him 30 feet ahead of you, running away from you, at that point you pull your firearm and begin to chase him, correct?
No.
You don't begin to chase him?
Nope.
You head in the direction that he's running.
Correct.
But you just happen to be running in that direction? It has nothing to do with Kyle Rittenhouse running in that direction?
No, it does have to do with the defendant running in that direction, yes.
Okay. So you are trying to chase him down?
No.
You can hear people yelling at that point, "Get him, get his ass," things like that, right?
That is correct, yes.
Did you hear, there's one that I've heard on this, and I don't know if you've heard it, "Cranium that boy."
I've heard it after the fact. In that moment, I do not recall hearing that, no.
Okay. But you acknowledge you hear "get him" and "get his ass."
Correct, I do.
Those people are chasing him down. And I'm going to use the word mob, you use whatever word you want. It's getting bigger as they're running.
I think that's a fair thing to say.
You were concerned for Kyle Rittenhouse's safety.
Yes, I was.
You were concerned because you saw, and I'm going to refer to him as the only way we refer to him, jump kick man. Kick him in the face.
I did not see Jump Kick Man kick him in the face.
You see him attempt to kick him in the face?
I didn't see any specific motion regarding kicking, but it is fair to say that I did observe Jump Kick Man going over the defendant.
You're making up ground on Mr. Rittenhouse, correct? As you're running in his direction.
Correct.
Okay, you eventually catch him.
Correct.
Or come up to him, right?
Correct.
Okay. You see that going on, correct?
Correct.
He appears to be trying to kick him in the face, right?
In this photograph, yes.
How far away from this when it's going on are you?
I don't recall how far away I was exactly when this action occurred.
You're a matter of feet, right?
Close.
All right, and you're seeing this, so you are having some concern, maybe as a medic or while you're training, that Kyle Rittenhouse is in physical danger. Is that right?
Correct.
And you believe he's in physical danger because he's being attacked.
It's a fair thing to say, yes.
Okay. Then you see Mr. Anthony Huber, right?
Correct.
You saw this happening, right?
Correct.
And it was no more from me to you away probably at that point, true?
It's probably fair.
Ballpark?
Yes.
Okay. To be fair, as a medic, that concerned you, did it not?
I think anytime that there's a risk of head trauma, it's a risk.
You believe in this picture, one of the reasons you wanted to intervene was you believed that Mr. Rittenhouse was in danger of being seriously hurt, right?
In part, yes.
Now, your original statement to the police was, I tried telling the guy to stop hitting him with the skateboard. The guy on the ground then turned over, racked the weapon, and pointed his gun at me and shot me, right?
That is correct, yes.
Okay. You now see that Jump Kick Man kicked Mr. Rittenhouse in the face, and 2 shots are fired, correct?
With this video, yes.
Okay. You hear that, right?
In the moment, yes, I did hear it.
Okay. Okay. That's Mr. Huber, right?
That is correct, yes.
This person here that's just coming into the frame, that's you.
That is correct, yes.
Okay. And you are running, correct?
Yes, I was.
You're moving towards Mr. Rittenhouse, right?
That is correct, yes.
We just heard a shot, yes?
Correct.
You put on the brakes, right? You were running, you then almost stop in your tracks.
Correct.
Okay. You have your hands up.
Yes, I do.
So your hands are up, and at that point, he has not fired at you, correct?
No, he is not.
You'd agree at this point, you are dropping your hands, you are loading your front foot, and you are moving toward Mr. Rittenhouse at that point, true?
Yes.
When you were shot, how close do you think you are to him at that point?
3 feet.
At this point, you're holding a loaded, chambered Glock 27 in your right hand, yes?
That is correct, yes.
You are advancing on Mr. Rittenhouse, who is seated on his butt, right?
That is correct.
You're moving forward, and your right hand drops down with your gun. Your hands are no longer up, and now the gun is pointed in the direction of Mr. Rittenhouse. Agree? I'll give you a picture. Maybe that'll help. You'd agree your firearm is pointed at Mr. Rittenhouse, correct?
Yes.
And once your firearm is pointed at Mr. Rittenhouse, that's when he fires his gun. Yes?
No.
Does this look like right now your arm is being shot?
That looks like my bicep being vaporized, yes.
And it's being vaporized as you're pointing your gun directly at him. Yes?
Yes.
When you were standing 3 to 5 feet from him with your arms up in the air, he never fired, right?
Correct.
It wasn't until you pointed your gun at him, advanced on him, with your gun, now your hands down, pointed at him, that he fired, right?
Correct.